Hi, grade 6 students. I hope you're doing fine. You are really doing a great job. This is week 9 of online learning. This week's writing lesson is about acrostic poem. We will start with identifying the meaning of acrostic poem and determining the ways or steps of writing an acrostic poem in order to be able to write our own. Acrostic poems are poems in which the first letter of each line is spelled vertically and the vertical word is the subject of the poem. Each line describes the subject word. In other words, an acrostic poem consists of a one-word subject or title where the first letters of each line form a word or message relating to the subject. The letters of the subject are written vertically and capitalized. Each line begins with a word or phrase that starts with that letter which describes the subject or is related to it. Some acrostic poems may rhyme and others do not really have to rhyme. They are simple, which means they are based on one word only. Here is an example of acrostic poem. The subject is music. It is written vertically, each letter on a line and capitalized. My head is full of rhythm until I can barely sit still. See me move to the beat. It does the same for others. Can you feel the magic of music? Here, they didn't write my with the letter M again because it already starts with M. Each line describes or is related to music. The word rhythm, beat, and magic of music. You can add commas or full stops at the end if you want to join or separate them. There are no specific rules for acrostic poems to be written, but there is one important part to focus on. Just as it is with all poetry, the subject of the acrostic poem is the most important part. In acrostic poetry, it's even more special because it uses the letters of the subject word to form the body of the poem. You can write about anything in the world. You simply take the name of that thing and turn it into a poem using the letters of that thing. Let's start out with a name. For example, let's take the name Devon and turn it into a simple acrostic poem. Dramatic, energetic, vivacious, outgoing, nice. So here we're describing Devon with these lines making an acrostic poem. There are 5 steps to write an acrostic poem. 1. Decide what to write about, which is the subject. 2. Write the word down vertically and capitalized. 3. Brainstorm words or phrases that describe the subject. 4. Place the brainstormed or listed words or phrases on the lines that begin with the same letter. Fill in the rest lines to create a poem, which is the last step. As we said, to write an acrostic poem, we should decide on a subject. For example, let's take the word acrostic. First, we write each letter capitalized on a line in a vertical way. Now, we start to describe the word acrostic using the letter on each line. For example, an acrostic poem. As you see, I didn't write the letter A for an again because it already starts with the basic letter of acrostic. And we go on. Creatively relates the letters of a word and spells a message about the topic in a captivating way. Each line starts with the same letter. I describe the meaning of the subject, which is acrostic. This is how we write an acrostic poem. You might think it is tough, but the acrostic poem is not too hard to write. You only need thinking and a little push. Now, it's your turn to write your own acrostic poem. Decide on a subject, write it in the boxes, then write a word or phrase that describe it on each line. After writing, fill the checklist to make sure you included everything. The best acrostic poem will be posted on the stream, and the student with the best poem will be awarded with the Poet of the Week certificate. Use these tips to help you write your perfect poem. Don't forget to submit on time. I can't wait to receive your creative and amazing poems. Stay safe and have a blessed week.